Now we have another category which is called Inception. So these are called like Inception net. You can say, or maybe GoogleNet, because they were developed by Google. Now the motivation for ResNet was to be able to train deeper networks. Okay, Inception is like slightly different. In this case, of course, these networks are also deeper, but this one is more focused towards creating like wider networks. Okay, let me try to explain what wider means here. In a normal CNN, what you do is you take your activation and you have like some set of filters. So it's just like a single branch going forward. And you decide on like what will be your kernel size. It could be 3x3 or 5x5. Whatever that size is, you use it and you move forward. Now, the motivation here is it's actually making wider, but let's try to understand the intuition there. In your input image, you might have different scales, right? So you might have something like, let me try to, okay. So you might have, let's say you're detecting shapes, you're detecting square objects, right? So you might have an image where this is the square and you're trying to detect this. You might have another image of square of a different scale, this small. Or you might have a different image of slightly bigger size, right? Now, what will happen if your kernel size is fixed, let's say 3x3, its receptive field will be like fixed. So if you change the aspect ratio, or not the aspect ratio, if you change the resolution of your input image, then your output will change because the receptive field remains fixed, right? It's just looking at 3x3 window. So that's the motivation. We want it to be like scale invariant. So what we do, we have different shape kernels. So in this case, we are using 3x3. We can also use 5x5. So in this case, even if it's bigger, then 5x5 kernel will take care of that. And we can have 7x7 as well. Okay, so we are actually looking at different resolutions at the same level of the layer. And that's why like these layers are getting thicker. Okay, and this is just one sample. Of course, you can have a lot of different variations here. So you are just looking at the pixel location, which is 1x1. So idea here is you don't really care about the neighbors. You only care about like what different feature sets you have across the channels. And whatever inference you're making, you're just trying to compute the linear combination of those activations, right? And this is 3x3. So this is trying to look at like a local neighborhood as well. 5x5, slightly bigger neighborhood. And again, this is trying to do a max pooling. So you first reduce the shape and then again you just look at. So these are different variations. And you do all of these in the single layer. Okay. So as I said, the ResNets were trying to focus on deeper networks, and InceptionNet is trying to actually create wider networks to be able to invariant to like those scale changes. Okay, so this kind of architectures, it's more efficient as well.